Hello and welcome back for another edition of London Direct. There's only one central bank meeting that matters for the rest of the year, and that's the Federal Reserve, which meets later this week. And the focus will be on two key words: considerable time. So what do those words actually mean? When I've been speaking to Alistair Cotton from Currencies Direct. Alistair, it's really good to talk to you today. I want to focus on the Fed and the US economy. How does the drop in the oil price affect the dynamics of what's happening in the States?
So I think an oil price decline is definitely a net benefit for the US economy in terms of growth. It's like a tax cut for the consumers, and sort of a move away from oil surplus countries like the Middle East to a net oil importer like the US. It's a good move. For inflation, it's an interesting question. I think Ben Bernanke, when the oil price went up to $140 a barrel, actually looked through that in terms of moving monetary policy in response to it, and we expect the Fed to do exactly the same this time and just to sort of look through this price decline. It might be different in two or 3 years' time once it's worked through, but for the moment we don't expect them to sort of alter monetary policy on the back of oil prices falling.
But the theory is that the cheaper oil will free up money for the US consumer and households, meaning they can loosen the purse strings and go spend more money in the shops.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, but that's going to take a while to filter through. I think people are seeing it at the pumps already, but it's still quite sticky on the way down, that oil price. So I think it's going to take sort of 6, 8, 9 months or something like that to actually see, or for consumers to really feel that in their back pocket and it to show up in the statistics.
So let's focus on the Fed and these two key words: considerable time. It's like a puzzle trying to figure out what it actually means. What's your interpretation of those two words?
Considerable time for me means sort of the medium term, so you're looking about a year out. If it comes out of the statement, which is what a lot of the forecasts are suggesting it might do on Wednesday, we are at a turning point for monetary policy, in my opinion. It's going to take a long time for actual rate rises to occur, not this year, but it's going to allow the Fed to tweak their forward guidance, to tighten policy, and it might only be the forward guidance that gets tweaked. But it is an important step, and quite a major step. If it goes away, we're sort of we've been along the bottom of low rates, and now we're on the turn. It's the first baby step.
So just to be clear, will we see a rate hike in 2015?
No. No.
But if we look at recent US data, strong retail sales, strong NFP data, more than 300,000 jobs created, aren't these ingredients for a rate hike?
They are. I think what it's going to boil down to is everyone will be looking at the Fed's funds rate to tighten. I don't think that will be the case. They're going to use this reverse repo facility will be where the tightening happens, and it'll be sort of look at this. The Fed is saying look at the Fed funds rate, when actually they're tightening on the side, and they're going to be using the flexibility that considerable time being taken out of that statement. It's going to allow them to sort of use forward guidance to tighten, actually prepare the markets for tightening when it happens, but they're still not going to do it. Janet Yellen is an uber dove, and we don't expect her. She's walked the markets back 3 or 4 times from expectations of tightening, and she's not going to fall into the same trap again. She's going to remain dovish for the foreseeable future. We've still got a long way to go, I think.
So let's just finish off with the trade around the Fed. Everything I read, all the people I speak to are talking long US dollar, but isn't this trade overcrowded, meaning that this move north is going to be capped? For
the moment it does. The trigger for stronger dollar will be when Mario Draghi's hand is forced in Europe, when he has to unveil further QE, I think. For the moment, I think absolutely it's a crowded trade, but longer term it's the trade to be on. I mean, if you look back in history, it was I think the opposite trade happened after the Plaza Accord, where the dollar was weakening considerably. This is going to be exactly the same. Lots of dollar inflows going forward, but it's going to take a lot longer to materialise than people currently think.
Well, thanks to Alistair there. Stay tuned to Dukascopy TV for more interviews, but for now, goodbye.